I'm really still surprised that we came out with something like that.
Because it's really easy to kind of get lost in your own little world, and did it help you going to New York, taking a step back and then going back to it with kind of fresh ears?
Yeah, I mean, it's like with everything, you know, if you take, like, the book, you know, put, like, 1 inch through your eyes, you can't fucking see anything, you know? You have to step away for a meter, or, like, or half a meter, or whatever, to actually start to read. I mean, it's like, sometimes you really, really get lost, you know? And I also get lost, you know, in emotions and frustration, and like, you know, because, like, again, like, everyone really believes that he knows how it goes, and in the past, it was quite easier, because there wasn't, not every single one was involved, you know, everyone had like kind of his own little department. This time, like, everyone was involved, and it got even more frustrated and more frustrated. But then again, I kind of realized on this record, it has to be that way. There's no other way to make a good record.
Right.
So, I mean, that's our chemistry, you know, that's like certain things, or where certain character comes together, I think you have a kind of chemistry and you kind of have to live with it. It's just like if you get older, you know, you kind of, your threshold level, it's getting less, you know? You kind of, you need more time and peace between to just be a part of it.
I did hear the...
It's like, you know, when you're young, you can do coke for fucking months without nothing, you know?
Yeah.
When you get old, you need to recover for fucking 1 week.
True. I did hear the album, the 8 tracks from the album that you've released so far. It's got a less industrial feel and more straight-ahead metal. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. I know it's quite the only thing I can say when I listen to the record is it's really on the point. There's no, you know, flowers, you know, no, like, you know, when you have your food and you get, like, you know, you get steak and you get little herbs and, like, you know, a little cream on the side and this on the side and this on the side. You know, like, this record is just really, you've got the steak, that's it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Meat and potatoes metal.
Yeah. So,
was there much argument about what direction you wanted to go in once you kind of, you know, figured it out that that's kind of the best thing that you should be doing at this point?
Say again, sorry, I missed the first
Was there
word.
much argument about what direction you wanted to go in?
Yes, I mean, there was, in the beginning, the idea was actually, it was a funny thing. The idea was like to make a heavier and straightforward record. That was like actually the idea, and kind of like, it is what it is, because like the most of those songs or those ideas on the record were made in this environment that we had or that we created in the beginning. So it kind of stands for the first month that we worked on this record, and we were really kind of how to say, we were all together in it, like, you know, there was no argument about it, but the argument started like when we kind of lost the first mood for some reason.
Right. You've said this already, it's got a very live feel to it. Did you picture did you have an idea in your heads about what you could do with it live as you were kind of writing the songs, putting the songs together? Yeah,
I mean, we have like, you know, always come some ideas, but we're like, at the moment, we're really focusing on just like finishing everything on the record, and then we kind of like, you know, starting a new area of playing live. We know we have to go November, we played, which I really look forward to, and then we take it to the next level to bring those songs. I mean, everyone agrees that everyone wants to play at least like 6 or 7 from the new record live.
Yeah.
And then obviously, you know, there are certain things that would come up, like to visualize certain kind of tracks.
What was the first song you wrote? Did you write it song by song, or was it just riffs that came together?
No, it was really kind of, it was kind of a session thing. I mean, like, they're all like kind of, well, like, there's certain kind of some ideas from the songs that got written like at home and stuff, but mostly from stuff got written at the first episode of when we actually came together.
You work with the same producer that you've always worked with, Jacob Helmer. Is he? How important is he in the Rammstein sound? Does he
I mean,
know how to get the best
he's
out of
always important, and we thought in the beginning of kind of trying something new because we felt like, we worked with him like for 5 records, and maybe it's time to change, and but like on the retrospect, I kind of feel that he was the only producer that kind of could have dealt with the situation. Because he really knows the band, he knows the strength and the weakness, and he really could navigate the whole ship through it because he knew it. I think nobody else, if somebody else would come on into this process, he was like, fuck this, I don't want to deal with that. It's too much. So I think he was really important to actually finish the record because there was so many situations where I felt like, this record is not going to be finished. I mean, it's not going to happen. And I think that he was really important besides that, like, Till feels really comfortable with him. I feel really comfortable recording guitars with him. Like we always have a lot of similarities in our tastes, and but I think more importantly was that he actually was the one that could give us the strength to finish this record, so that he was patient enough to give us time and the freedom and knew when he had to step into the project and give us another direction or move in another direction or whatever, say the right thing. That was more important than actually go into the studio and record the record, which was always the same anyway.
Does he help settle any arguments that crop up in the studio?
I mean, he just, again, like, he's quite diplomatic in a way. He really knows when he says things and when he doesn't. So, I mean, sometimes I felt like, I wish sometimes that, somebody would just be there and say, okay, that's the way it goes and that's the way we want to go. But he's kind of like, he's so sensitive in a way that he knows we have to make a decision in a way. It doesn't really make any sense if he'll make a decision, because then at the end of the day, we will hate each other. So he knows, he's really smart. He knows that we have to come up with a decision. We have to make it our own. So he just has the right way to leave it and give it time. It's just hard to explain.
And there are 6 of you in Rammstein. Do you all have to be 100% happy with the songs for it to make the album?
No, I mean, just like there are songs there that I don't like, and there are songs there that other people don't like. That's, part of the process. Unfortunately, there's just only one song that I'm kind of not happy with.
And overall, on this album, it's got a very stripped down feel. It's very basic, like you've gone back to your roots. Are those songs harder to write?
Good thing. Good question. Not when you actually, it depends how you write. If you write as a band, how we did it mostly, it's quite easy, because like then you really, the only thing what you do is, you just write your part on the guitar, you just, play your instrument. When you're writing in the studio, there's a lot of things that you start to, to play around with so many other instruments, and you kind of like overwrite certain things. You put too much cream on top of it, But I think if you write as a band, then it's easier to write this kind of straightforward music.
You said recently you wanted to tone down the epic element of the Rammstein sound. Is there any fear that you might alienate any existing fans by doing that? Because that's kind of what you're renowned for.